So on the Monday that they also done that, I got a stretch and sweep, which apparently started things. I had no idea. And they sent me home so that way I could have dinner, shower up, get all nice and clean, then head back to hospital that night so I could get induced fully. So that night I arrived back at the hospital and they put, there's a wee strip that they put in you, and they finally done that about 11 at night. Yeah, 11 p.m. They put the strip in me and they said, right, if this does not work about 8:30, we will come in and we will pop your waters to get things moving along quicker. But, well, I guess it worked because at 2 a.m. I woke up and my butt, oh my god. So earlier I was talking about pains in my butt, how he'd sit in my bum. Well, I didn't have cramping in my stomach. I had all these pains in my bum that would come and go, and when they came, it was enough pain force that I would kick the end of the bed. Now, I didn't know what to do. It was 2:30 in the morning. I text my mum and I'm like, Mum, are you still awake? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm having pains. I don't know what's going on. So she told me to ring the bell, so I did. And they came and they put the monitors on and they left for about 10 minutes and came back and they're like, yep, you're in labour. And I'm like, what? They're like, you're in labour, this baby's coming. Time to get you to the delivery suite. So they called my midwife, that I told my mum, so everyone was on their way in at 2:30 in the morning. Oh, I just like to be annoying. So after that, I went through to the delivery room and my mum actually showed up before my midwife. So there was someone in there with me helping me in that, and I was holding onto the side of the bed, and every time I get labour pain, I'd go up onto my tiptoes like a little ballerina. And that just went on for a while. I was one that screamed a lot as well during the labour pain, so it wasn't just it was full like like I didn't swear, but I fair on screamed. I screamed that hospital down. The nurses actually heard me the next morning. They're like, "Oh, is that you? Are you all right now?" So during labour, I did get lots of back rubs, and I also tried some gas. Now with the gas, it made me feel sick instantly. I didn't like it. I just wanted to vomit, and I didn't even drink because anything going in my mouth, it just made me want to vomit, and it all came straight back up. So there's no point really putting anything in while I was in labour. So it would have been, I'm not sure the times exactly, but it would have been about 4 a.m. I started to push something. And here I am, I'm sitting there, like I'm doing squatting down and that because that was how I was comfortable until my ankle started to give. And I was sitting there, I'm like, the baby's coming, something's coming out, something. So yeah, I was sitting there and I was all, sorry, the camera just died. I had to, well, it didn't die, it stopped recording, I had to fix it. So I was sitting there and I'm like, something's, well, crouching, I'm like, something's coming out. So they put a bowl in the toilet and she's like, right, sit on the toilet, you know, just keep trying to push and have a, because she had a look down, and it turned out I was pushing out a sack of waters, so I could actually feel the whole sack that he was in, and it was just bulging with the water. And after we realised what was going on, because it was comfortable and we were sitting, so my midwife actually moved me into the bed, and what I had to do was I had to keep trying to push every time I had a contraction just to try and burst those waters. But did you think they'd pop? Yeah, no, nothing's that simple for me. So my midwife actually ended up having to pop them herself. She asked permission, you know. So I said, yep, go ahead, pop them. It needs to be done. Because everyone knew once they're popped, that pain gets more intense. Like you don't have the fluid to help protect, and it it's hard to remember sometimes because it's just so intense in the moment, if that makes sense. So at the start, I forgot to mention, once I went into labour, so the nurses had to put IVs in me, just in case, just full precaution. and she tried 4 times in my wrists and in my hands, both wrists and hands, and eventually we got 1. After 4 times, apparently, even though my veins are great, it's not so easy to get an IV line in when you're in the middle of labour. And with the IV line, because it would have still been about 4:30ish, my midwife, I asked for something to help relieve the pain, so my midwife gave me half a dose of pethidine because we thought I was so close to actually pushing him out, we didn't want him to come out asleep. So I had my half a dose of pethidine, and that was my worst decision ever. Like, it's meant to help make you tired so you can sleep in between, but I felt like it just made my head way too groggy, and yeah, I was able to nap in between a little bit, but my head was just way too groggy and I hated it. It made me feel real nasty actually. It came to pushing, so I started pushing about, I think it was about 7:30 in the morning, so yeah, we've been all night now. So about 7:30 in the morning, I think it was, I felt the need to push, so I started pushing, and I tried to push squatting, but it really hurts your ankles trying to sit there and squat for ages and push out a baby. So I actually found the most comfortable way for me was to, so I ended up doing it the way where you actually lay on the bed. So it's not as great because baby's back can sometimes turn to your back, but he was fine, he was in the front, so I laid down on the bed, and I found that the most easy for pushing because, well, I had one person on each leg pushing it back so I could put all my force into it. And what I actually did is I grabbed the bed from behind me, the mattress, and when I pushed, pull forward, and I'd use all that force to help me push. And I did about 40 minutes of pushing, and while I was, so he started crowning and we could see all his hair. It was exciting. I got asked if I wanted to look in the mirror and have it, get a mirror down there and have a look, but I really wish I did now going back, but at that stage it's like, no, I just want to get this baby out. I don't really want to see what's going on. And he ripped me with his head coming out, and he did give me a lot of tears and grazes, but he came out just perfectly, and then his head, and I took a breather, and then next thing you know, his body just slides right out. So that part of the birth went well. They did have other nurses in the room just in case he came out asleep, but he did not. He came out happy. I'd say he came out happy because he did not come out crying either. He was just very content. He was always a content baby. So getting to meet him for the first time, like as soon as he came out, they lifted him up, put him on my chest, and almost immediately he tried going for some boob. So they brought him out and put him on my chest, and I had my skin to skin time because that was my main thing I wanted, was that 1 hour at least of just him on my skin after he was born straight away. So I let the cord pulsate before we cut it, so that way he could get as much out of the cord as he needed. So I let it finish pulsating, and then my mum actually cut the cord. I could have if I wanted, but I was really content with my baby at that point. And after that he got to meet his grandma, and he went for his vitamin K jab, and he didn't even cry. I was across because he had been taken over to the other side of the room. They're like, oh, you might hear him cry for a little bit, and no, he didn't even squeal when he got his vitamin K jab. So that was awesome. Just having a content baby like the first time, so I tried latching him on straight away almost, and he actually went beside the nipple, so he left a wee hickey, but then he managed to get onto the nipple and he went perfect. It was all natural. He was the best breastfeeder ever, and it was so easy for me, thankfully. I am really grateful for that. I wish I could have breastfed longer though. So when he was born, he was 54.5 centimeters. Now remember, he was meant to be a little baby with preemie clothes, okay? Remember the preemie clothes. He came out at a whopping 54.5 centimetres long, 8 pound, 9 ounces. Now that's nowhere near 6 pound, I don't think. 8 pound, 9 ounces. So, and a 33 circumference on his head. So he was a decent size. He was not a small baby. So I think I've pretty much covered it all, and for those who just are curious, after we did get into our room that day, pediatricians did come and test his, like, press on him, make sure urine was coming out fine, and he has had multiple tests and scans since then, and he does have it's reflux, so he still does have a dilated kidney, and they found it was reflux that's causing it. But it has not caused him any problems, and he's 11 now. He hasn't had a scan for a good 5 or so years, and he's still doing great, and I just keep an eye on him in case anything ever pops up that's not meant to. If he starts getting any infections or that, I just keep a close eye. So thanks for watching, and remember, subscribe, hit that like button, and also hit that bell if you want to see these videos as soon as they come out. They'll be out every Sunday night. Thanks. Right, so the giveaway. So since this is about babies and that, for the giveaway, this is something I've had for a while, and I've decided I'd like to give it to one of my viewers. It has never been used. I did buy this quite a few years ago, planning on for number 2, but number 2 has never come along. So now I'm going to share it with you guys. It is very cute. It is a mobile for the bassinet, not the bassinet. It is a mobile for the cot, and it has cute wee penguins. It is a Lolly Living, so it's a musical one, and this is why it's only in New Zealand as well. It is a decent size, so I will have to figure out a shipping bag for it, or if you're in Christchurch, I may even be able to deliver personally, you never know. But so this is it. This is what we will be giving away, and we will give this away as soon as we hit 100 subscribers. Now I know that's a lot, we are a decent way away from it, but I know we can get there, and I know you guys can do it. All you have to do is share and like and subscribe. And to win it, if you want to be in to win it, because I can't see all my subscribers, I need you to comment down below. Only on YouTube I will do it. This one is only for YouTube. This will not be on my Instagram or Facebook. And if you comment down below what your favourite, comment down below how many kids you have. I'd like that one. Comment down below how many kids you have, and you will be in a chance to win this as soon as we reach 100 subscribers, and then I will announce it.